Hi, I'm Pagata12 and today we play with this waste of paint and we recreate this output, mimic the falling paint onto a slope, a ramp actually, and we build this network from scratch. It's quite similar with recursive displace, so I leave it aside to guide me. So let's start clean by having a constant chop in which we set the resolution, the ratio, and the speed. So resolution X, ratio, and speed. Okay, and yeah, let's chain a null and a null in between. Okay, click outside, collapse selected. We name this base data, and let's go inside. Okay, and I'll have this black. Yeah, let's go inside. Now, just a moment to set some values here. So I'll go with 90/20 for the resolution, 16 divided by 9, and yeah, 2/3 for the speed right now, and yeah, here inside we take a not a serial, instead of we take select. We select resolution X and ratio. We rename it to resolution Y. Let's use a mod, and we combine channel by divide, and we take ceiling here. Now let's have a merge, and yeah, also here would be nice to have a keyboard in to pulse and reset the feedback. So let's start with a constant from which we take the resolution. So a constant, this is 0. Okay, we go with this resolution. Okay, and let's set this to RGBA. Okay, now let's make a new V. So we build a component, a folder with having this null here. Click outside, collapse selected. Okay, so this one is UV. Let's have this black go inside. We need 2 ramps here, so ramp. Okay, we go with the resolution only. Okay, and another one, this is vertical, and we take those 2 into reorder. So we take here input 2 for the green, blue it's 0. Okay, now we have this UV. We need to solve the ratio, because yeah, right now all the values on y-axis goes to 0, 1. So we need to multiply on green only. So I would mask the red and alpha, and blue doesn't really matter here because it's 0 anyway. And let's have this green, and we multiply with 1 divided by the ratio. So okay, now we good. You see now the surface, it's the ratio. And let's build the feedback with a level here, and go with unclamp. We take just a little bit of this 0.001, let's say, and yeah, maybe 3 zeros. Okay, so it's very little, and we over this each time on a feedback. So let's have a feedback here like this. I make this black. Okay, like this, and this feedback takes the null 1. Let's use also one key to pulse and reset. Okay, nothing happened because we have the initial UV and we over just a little bit over, and yeah, we have this. Now inside this loop we need to displace. So let's have displace. Okay, and here we go with 0 for the source midpoint. Vertical source we take green, and yeah, let's have a base. We call it vectors. Okay. Okay, and let's use for the moment a simple noise. So we have a noise. This one is RG. So okay, not monochrome. And let's have the resolution. Okay, and here we can set offset 0 and amplitude 1. So now let's use an out. So we have those vectors. Before we connect here into displace, we use math, as this would be too much to displace with. Okay, so in this math we multiply everything with 1 divided by the resolution x, and we also multiply the result with speed. Okay, now if we connect this here, you notice yeah, we get some nice displacement. So now let's have this select, because I want to take a look on these points. So yeah, let's see them. Looking strange. Okay, now I would like to remap a ramp, because now we build that slope. Okay, and let's have a ramp. We take the same resolution. Okay, and this is vertical. Okay, and now we use a remap, but so actually it goes like this. But in order to have some good results, anytime you remap, this texture should be in between 0 and 1. And right here we use a math to solve the ratio. Okay, now this, let's check RGBA. This gets multiplied with the ratio only on the green. So yeah, this is much better. Now we have a nice black and white texture here. How can we get something like a surface? Okay, we use the normal top component. I have this in many other tutorials, and I also put a link in a description below where you can find this. So let's check. It's looking like yeah, there are it's steppy texture. That means somewhere we have 8 bits. So if we check, yeah, we see 8 bits, and I believe this ramp should be 32 mono in order to get some nice texture here in the normals. Okay, now let's use a monochrome. Okay, and we multiply this with this remap texture, and we have something like similar with a ramp, but also all the displacement in it. And I would like to have some colors, but more important is having some colors going faster than some others. Okay, and let's have another select here with our UV, the resolution, and I want to set a noise mapped on this texture. So I'll go with this. Let's set the resolutions. Okay, and this one is 32 RGB, and it goes like this. Okay, now let's use a composite, and this time I'll go with soft light. But you can experiment with those here. You can take something else, then multiply maybe, or also here. So from this point I will have a null here. I'll make this a little bit bigger, and this is end loop. Okay. Now I would like to have my vector directions for displace based on this texture, and let's split the screen, go inside the vectors, and here I would like to have a feedback in which I take the end loop. Okay, now yeah, we can drop the key one here, but still we have the an error. So we need to initialize this feedback, and we can initialize with a constant. We already have a constant there, so we use a select and we drag this constant. So yeah, I believe this is good. Okay, and let me check. Let me make this RGBA actually. Okay. Now here I'll go with monochrome, as I would like to judge all those colors in black and white. And the idea is I'll have some vector direction according with the value of white in each region, in each pixels. And for this we go with math, and here we multiply. Let's close this. So okay, and here we multiply with math.pi, multiply with 2. So we multiply here with 2 pi, and now with two functions. So first one is green, and it takes the cosine radians, and the other one it's green. The first one it's red, green. The second one takes the sine. And now we go with reorder, and I'll take input 2 for the green and 0 here. So out. Okay. So actually I use this out 1. Okay. Now let's see what we have. Okay. So this is going down or a little bit into some kind of an angle, but we solve this in a minute. Okay. Now I would like not to have anything goes according with some direction for each black and white values. Instead, I would like to have that movement where I have a big slope. So I'm thinking if some fluid has a bigger slope, in that point the speed would be bigger. So how can we do this? So just let's open this. Okay. Yeah, and let's go. Let's have this here. Okay, let's go inside the vectors, and now let's have a slope. Okay, and this one takes vertical luminance, blue it's 0. Okay, it goes to 0 point, it's 0. And now I would like to, before that, let's see this strength. Let's go with 64 for that strength. Okay, it's quite big. Now how big are the vectors? We use a math here, and yeah, let's take the length and mask the alpha and the blue. I don't believe it matters here, and this should be mono. Okay, now I want to multiply this with this direction vectors. So now let's see now. Oh, okay, and now it's getting quite sandy. Okay, now let's solve this, but Let me split this in order to see what we have. Okay, so split bottom here. I'll go with the top view, and yeah, maybe let's see this. So I said we can control the direction. Okay, we can adjust that. So let's go here, and here in the mat where we multiply with 2pi, let's play with pre-add. So the moment you increase this, you see you change the directions. So 0.2, let's say, yeah, it seems it goes down, but it's too sandy. So let's use a blur right here. So we go with a blur. Okay, and we increase this. You see now the surface it's super smooth. Okay, let's increase it more, 64. Okay, now maybe it's too much blur, but we like this state, and I would like some variation in those directions. So I will use a noise here. So let's go like this, and yeah, maybe 1 here, and 0.1 for the period. Let's see now. Okay, there is something, right? Now, if you go crazy with this, you can get different outputs. Okay, now I'm thinking to noise this, because you can map this noise on many other things, like how about this UV? Okay, now it's maybe a bit strange. What I would like to do is to map this noise on something that might look like 3D. Okay, so let's do that. So let's select this feedback. Okay, and here I would like to have a feedback again, to drag here, or I will copy this constant, or go with a select. I'll have this constant for my feedback for this one. Okay, to initialize. Okay, now this feedback I would like to drag here this remap texture. Okay. Okay, and now I add this on something which is RG, and the addition would take place on blue. So I mask the red and green. Okay, so now I have something 3D. Okay, and let's connect this here. Okay, so yeah, obviously you have some different thing going on. Now let's make this a little bit more strange. Now right now we have this normal top. If we go inside, this last mat operator takes everything and put it in the tangent space. So let's take this, Ctrl X. Okay, now the texture we look at, it might move a little bit better, but it's harder to see because it's way darker. The moment we change here in this chain, the vector direction would be different. Okay, now let's have this mat here, because what I plan to do is use this end loop texture just for computation, and build something else much nicer for the view. Okay, so yeah, let's go with monochrome again. Okay, now maybe a multiply here with our colors. Let's select the colors with a select. Okay. And what if we have a look at this texture? I call this background. So, okay. And let's see this one instead. So the colors are much nicer. Now let's see now. Okay. And what else we can have here? So maybe a noise. What if we take a noise? Let's copy this one. It should be monochrome. So 32 mono, and it's based on some normals. We have this. Okay. So before multiplication with the color, let's have a composite here, combining those two black and white texture, and yeah, let's see the result. Now, yeah, it's much nicer. The surface gets some nice shading. We can change and play with it how we want. Okay. Okay. And what else you can do? You can have another noise, a different seed maybe, which is mapped. Let's use a select for this. Yeah, it's mapped on where the points are. Okay, so I can map here. I left some different noise. Now let's connect this also here. And yeah, maybe you like this better. If you want to make it darker or whiter, just move the offset. And yeah, if you want to have maybe a higher normal map, we can stretch this remap if we use level. And we go in for the gamma with 1 divided by 5, you see there's a lot more contrast. So the normal map is providing some higher surface, okay? Because and yeah, the liquid looks much more dramatic, I would say. And yeah, if you want to get rid of the bottom colors which are still there, you can multiply with maybe this texture. I don't know. Let's have a select. We drag this remap here and we go with it into this comp. And now if we reset the bottom part, it's much darker. So yeah, this is the network that I wanted to show you. And how you can play with it. Yeah, you increase the speed, everything goes crazy, right? Or you can have a different slope. So let's go here inside, and if we increase the slope, let's go to 5, 6, everything drops much faster. Okay. You can also increase for faster falling. You can increase this ramp. I believe you can use a multiplication here. Okay, that would give us some strange results as we go over 1 or below 0. So yeah, it goes crazy. But there are some many methods of stretching those. You can add a little bit of noise here if you want, so there's no problem. Or you can use a mask with I don't know, contour of a text or something else. So yeah, this was my tutorial. I really hope you like this. The file would be available for my patrons, as it was in a first state when we started. And yeah, I hope you like this, and you can support me on Patreon. You'll get access to a bunch of other tutorials. There we go more advanced there. And thank you so much for your support. And yeah, thanks for my patrons. Thank you so much. Bye.